Hi, good evening, everyone. This is Prasad once again from Let's Upgrade, and a very warm welcome to everyone who's present here. Can I have a quick hi in the chat, everyone? Hello, hello. Hi, good evening. Can you guys hear me? Can I get a quick confirmation? Meanwhile, I'll just add you so that I can see you. I'm just checking your chats as well. Hi, Raj. Hi, Ravuri. Hi, Anushka. Great. Can you guys tell me if you guys can hear me very clearly? Yes, great. Thank you for that confirmation. So without any further ado, let's begin today's session and a very exciting topic for everyone who is starting maybe his a journey in UI UX, right? Figma we have, right? And it is, believe me, it is one of the very important tools that you would learn. Yeah, in the next 5 days, you're going to spend with us learning Figma. So same timing, right? 6 to 7. Just come and learn Figma, try whatever is taught by the instructor. Okay, and yeah, so one small request, while the trainer is teaching, do not spam the chat. Okay, so that you can guys can focus on what has been actually taught, and whenever the trainer or instructor is asking for queries, that is the right time for you to put your questions down, right? So now let's start off as usual. Now we have, okay, very great, we have 610 students. So as usual, the first thing is for me to guide you how to get onboarded. So throughout the course, right, there are going to be just 3 steps that you have to follow. First is go and register if you have not already. I believe everyone who is here, 80% of the students might have already registered on the platform. If not, I'll guide you how to do that as well. Second is to attend this session and mark your attendance, right? So I'll again tell you how that works and where you can find your attendance marking links and everything. And the third is to get your certificate, right? So let's quickly start this off. So if you guys can see in the document, in the sorry, in the description down below, and if not, you can see the pinned chat as well, which is pinned right now. You will find one documentation link, right? So I'm going to copy. So you can do this. You can just click on the link, or you can just go in the documentation and click it like this, and it will take you to one documentation, right? Figma Bootcamp, and it will have everything. So I'm just going to explain you what how it works, right? So let's go step by step. First is, as I mentioned, the enrollment, right? So all you have to do is click on this link, and it will take you to the Let's Upgrade platform where you will be going to enroll, right? So now, as I'm a new student, I have not enrolled, so I'm just going to enroll, and that's it. I should get a WhatsApp message of my successful enrollment. Just check if you have got that, and you should be on the, now you are enrolled as a student for this Figma bootcamp, right? Now the second very important step, as I mentioned, how you can mark your attendance, right? So if you see, right, today's lecture that is live right now has the option of mark attendance. If you just go and click on this, put whatever rating you have. You can basically do this after the session as well, right? Currently I am giving a 10, but if you give anything below 10, even a 9, right, please specify what went wrong and how can we improvise on improve the experience that we are giving to you. For me, it's currently nothing, and then I submit. That's it, my attendance is marked. Now I can go and watch the session, right? And you will see the program progress bar. This is very important for you to get certificates, right? So if you click on this question mark, you will come to know what is the parameters for getting certificates. First is marking attendance and assignment submissions, if any, given by the trainer. It's not compulsory. And the very important thing is your progress bar should be more than 50%. So now suppose if you have 5 sessions, you should basically attend 3 sessions at least. Yeah. And the certificates will only be available after the last session is done, right? So that is basically the basic English. You can come here and go through this. If you want to join our Discord channel, you can go and join here. If you want to join our WhatsApp channel, it has over 51,000 subscribers. You can just join here and get all the updates. If you want to refer this program and any other programs to your friends, you can just go, or you can just click on getting all these referral links and once and send it to your friends. And then later we have on this right side, we have a postman program where you can get exciting prizes like iPad, smartwatch, and all that stuff. You can just click on this link and it will take you to the enrollment page again, and the same process follows, right? But again, there are ways how you can win that. And then if you want to be a part of our exclusive student ambassador club, it's the similar thing. Just go here, click, and get yourself enrolled. Yeah. So that's about it for the platform. Now the second thing that I want to inform you is, again, second thing I mentioned is come back, watch the sessions, and then you can basically go back and claim your certificates. Now what all things you're going to learn, this is the outline which is there, so you can just go and see. You will get some handy notes as well, which we have put for you guys, so you can go and read through it after the session or during the session as well. And then you have whatever I just mentioned right in the last 5 minutes, if you did not understand any bit of it or you came late for the session, just go to the step by step process to complete the program, and you will see whatever I just said is actually documented here with proper screenshots, so that wherever you get stuck, wherever you things are not working for you, you can just come back to this document, put the things in there, and we can go ahead from here, right? So that's about it for how to get enrolled. Can I get a confirmation that everything is clear? Can I get can I get a confirmation? Shreya, the certification is completely free. You don't have to pay anything at all. And wow, crazy! We have 850 students with us. Everything is free. This session is going to be free. So next, just take for the next 5 days. At the start, it might look like a bit complex, but trust me, Figma is crazy and it is amazing. So once you get, you'll be able to build good UIs, good UX, and experiences for other platforms as well. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Cool, cool, cool. We are not getting OTP. Just try after some time. There is some limit that gets hit. We are still working on solving that, but it should be solved. Yep. So again, a few more minutes. We have launched something exciting for you guys, for the people who are looking for abroad education. So Let's Upgrade is tying up with ITM Skills University, and we are launching this Masters Abroad program in the UK. So it's basically you complete. So you have to basically spend half of the time with us in India, and then we will transfer you to a UK university. This time we are collaborating with Sheffield Hallam University UK, so which is one of the top, like it comes in the 5% universities, top 5%, right? If you see here, so it has almost 32,000 students. So this is the university. You can take a tour of the university. But what are the key aspects? So you get to specialize into computing is basically for anyone who is from a non-tech background but wants to get a master's degree from computing. This course is for you. IT management, people who want to get into IT strategies and everything, you can come. And basically enterprise applications can come into IT management. And then we have big data analytics, of course, for big data, Hadoop, and all that stuff. People working on data part of that, you can go for big data analytics. And as I said, 4 months in India, 8 months you go offline onto the campus in a UK university and learn. We just have a closed cohort of 50 students, out of which, like, whoever complete will be transferred to UK university. This is the graduation requirement for you guys. You should have 60% in your graduation to join this master's degree. And this is the basically, you can say, you can just go to this part, how things differ in India and everything, and the salary differences and everything. And this is a detailed curriculum if you want to know what you're going to learn there. And here you can just go and see each of the specialization. Yeah. And you, yes, of course, you get a MacBook on your day one. You get access to all the tech conferences here in Mumbai. You get free IELTS training. You get complimentary 35 certifications added, and extra professional computer certifications for data science and Gen AI. And yeah, this is how you learn. You learn from experts on campus, online, and you will get to meet all of these mentors. Yep. So this is the program. If you want, if you are interested, and if you want to be a part of this or just want to know more about it, you can just come here and click on the inquire now button. You can directly chat with us on WhatsApp or request for a call back to get some information if you are not clear. And of course, you have an option to get a 2 years post work visa after completion. Just come here, fill in your details, and our team will contact you. Yeah, so this is something that we are launching. This is basically, I'm launching right now in front of you for the first time. We were working on this for past couple of weeks. So if you're interested, you can come to this. If you can, I'll just take the link and I'll just put in the chat as well for you guys. I'm just spamming the link in the chat. Yep, so that's all about it. And with that, it's my time. I'll just get the trainer for this session. Just give me 1 minute. Let me just welcome Karthik onto the panel. Hi, Karthik.
Yeah, hi
Hello.
Prasad.
How are you, Karthik?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How about you?
All good, all good. Thank you for asking. So, Karthik, we have almost 800 and over students waiting for you. Yeah, so all
Yeah,
the best, guys. I'll see you towards the end. There are a few questions regarding Figma, but I'll, like, you are the best person to answer them. So over to you, and yeah, all the best. See you.
sure. Thanks, Prasad. Yeah. Hello, everybody. Good evening. Myself, Karthik Rahul. Uh, I work as a UX manager with over 9 years of experience. Worked in projects about United Nations to state government projects as well, and also trained about for 400 to 450 people around the world, um, and getting them attain the certification as well in the UI UX, and currently excited for this opportunity to make you guys explore through the Figma through Let's Upgrade. Let's get started. Please confirm if my screen is visible. I hope everybody can see my screen. Yes. So let's get started with some kind of a basic understanding of what is Figma, and then we get along with the tool entirely. Okay. So first thing is first, Figma is a design tool. Figma is a design tool used specifically for UX design and designing product designs in a prototype perspective to make sure the final development gets to understand how the design is and how they get started on understanding the design. Okay, so it is basically a tool to create prototypes of websites, apps, and tablet application or any interactive devices application. So that is a design tool at the end of the day. So it got which got a specific features called real-time collaboration, and it works on a cloud-based environment too. So where the beauty of this tool is that you can collaborate with n number of designers worldwide and also developers as well. Okay, so like for example, you are working with a designer, and you can tag along the entire teams of your designers at once and start working. And it got a feature of trying to comment as well. Okay, so I'm just giving you a brief overview of the tool first, just for the people who have not know doesn't know about what is Figma, and then we'll start with the creation of Figma account and get started. And it is a browser enabled tool, so you don't need any specific operating system to work on that to an extent. And you just need a free account to get started. And the beauty of this tool is that you don't need to save anything locally, because the files are saved online. So any work which you have done for an hour or two, it is automatically saved in the cloud. So you just need a always internet connection, so that makes sure your work is saved anytime whenever you are working. Okay, and it has all the compatible latest products in it. And it got seamless connectivity with all the added applications where it will be used for the development purposes. Now let's get started with the Figma. Okay, I think that is the basic overview. Okay, and these are the key things which I just spoke about, the consistency of all the tools and all that. Okay, so now let's get started with the Figma icon. I want everybody to open figma.com here. Okay, and this is the main figma.com. Once you open that, get started for free. Okay, you can start by creating any free password. I mean, free account. Okay, just create a free account here. Okay, I already have an account. So let me just log in. Okay, so once you log in into your account, you'll see something like this. I hope everybody can follow. If not, let me know. Okay, so once you log in, you'll see something like this, and you will see the interface, all projects with your name, whatever the name you keep here, and it says free here. So in Figma, you got three projects as free in the free account as well. Okay. So as you can see, all projects, so this is our main interface here. Main particular folder where all your projects are saved. Let me give you a brief of the particular options here. Okay. So one thing would be your profile settings here. You can change the theme to light and dark here. This is the options here. Okay. And this is your main profile here. You can add a number of other profiles as well. Okay. So one more thing, this is the projects here, and here you can see three options here. One is to create a design file, and the second is to create a Figma board, and the third is to create Figma slides, which is the new update which is released recently. So now we're going to be focusing more about the how to create a design file and get started with that. So before we dive into, there is a share option where you can share your projects or the file with different people to collaborate as well. Okay, and here the last but not the least in this is the drafts. Drafts are the ones like a rough pieces, like rough texts or the rough files where you don't need to publish them. So that kind of files, the rough works you can say. And the recents are the files which you have recently visited to see, open, which are from the community or your particular products. You will see a small option called Explore Community, and once you click on that, you will see a new interface showcasing various other options. So community is such a place where you can find other people designs. Like for example, if I type mobile app, so you can see all the mobile apps in like a library where you can access various other people works. That is to make sure you get enough design inspiration through the Figma community. Okay, so these are the initial level of Figma interface. Okay, so once you are in the projects, okay, create new. Okay, so this is a browser based tool. Okay, but you also got a desktop option as well. This is my desktop. Let me just sign in. So this is the same thing which I signed in. Okay, so open the desktop app here. So in order to download the desktop application, it will be available in the Figma itself. So you just need to download that. Once it downloaded, it will show up something like this. Okay. So now let's just click here. Once I click on that. Okay. So now it's here. I can see my particular profile here. Okay. So now I'll go to my all projects. Okay. It is always recommended that you open the file not from the browser, but from the desktop app, because there are some kind of issues. Like for example, if you have downloaded certain fonts, you downloaded that on your local PC or MacBook, so that would be recognizable in the desktop application, but not on the website. So there are certain limitations where you need to use the web browser for certain aspects, but it is ideally recommended that you download the desktop application. Okay, once you download that, you can see an option called free design here. Okay, click on design. Once you click on design, you will see the particular canvas with this option called take the tool. Okay, so now in this option, I'm going to be explaining you the particular UIs here. Okay, so once you open that, the middle particular area is your design canvas. Design canvas. Okay, the place where you do the maximum designing here. Okay, you can even change the canvas color here by clicking here. Okay, you can keep whichever the color you want. That is completely up to you. Okay, so this is called the design canvas. Okay, this is called design canvas, and these are the certain important tools where you can get started with the design. Now let's get an understanding of this particular UI here. Okay, so as you can see here, this is our pages panel. You can create a different page here. So this is our page here. We can keep it like day one. So this today is day one. So we can keep it as day one today. Okay. And this is the layers panel. Layers panel is something, whatever the particular shapes which you add on your canvas, it will be showcased in the layers panel. Okay. Now let's just understand that the first UI here. The first default tool is move tool, as you can see. So this is a move tool. I'm just moving on the screen. That's it. Okay. So that is the move tool. And then you might be seeing that I'm not moving on the canvas or anything like that. Let's take some shapes here. So this is called the shapes option. So whenever we open any kind of shapes, like for example, this is a rectangle. So once you select the rectangle, you see this plus option at the center. Just left click on the left click and drag it. You see that a particular shape is being created because I selected a rectangle here. Similarly, you can do for different shapes here and it will be created. So you might have observed that any shape, whatever it is selected, you can create that here. So these are the shape tools. Okay. Suppose you want to move from here to here. Click on the space button. Once you click on the space button, you see this hand here. So in order to move from one area to another area, you click on space button and move it with your left click like this. This is a move tool. And suppose if you want to zoom out or zoom in, you just need to click on command or control key and your mouse scroll like this. Zoom in or zoom out, just like that. Okay. So these are the basic zoom in and zoom out. You can automatically select the zoom levels here as well manually. Okay, like this. But it is ideal to make sure to use control or command key and mouse scroll. Okay, you just move there and zoom in. Okay, now let's come back to the shapes here. We have seen these kind of shapes creating like this. But let's assume that whenever you select a particular shape here, okay, if you select shift key and drag it from the left mouse key, you will be seeing that the length and width, whatever you have seen here, is proportionally added here. But when I am not using a shift key, it is not proportionally added here, if you could see here. So these are not a perfect shapes. Okay. For example, let me take a eclipse again. Okay, nothing but circle. If I click on shift key and make it a circle, you will see that it is been proportionally changed with being width and height at the same. Okay, so that means it is a perfect circle. Okay, similarly, you can vouch for polygon as well. Okay, so these are the basic shapes where you can get started with this particular Figma UI here. Okay, another thing is for the polygon. Once you have selected the polygon, you will see a new option called here count. Okay, but you won't be seeing that same in the different shapes. Why? Because polygon has different names, different types of polygons. Okay, so you as in when you add the count here, okay, you can add manually clear them and add as well, or you can just click on your uh, keyboard arrow keys to change it. So this is how you create various shapes in Figma using this particular shape tool. Okay, so now these are the basic shapes. Okay, so once you select each particular shape here, you might have understood now, like whatever the shape you have added here, that particular layer is already shown here, which I just showed, which I told about the layers panel. Layers panel is something which showcases all the particular shapes, content, everything in the layers panel, just like the other design tools as well. Okay, so and you have a capability to even change it. Like for example, you want this as a box one. Suppose that is your name. You can add the layers names as well in order to make sure you remember each shapes. Okay, so this is the option where you create the pages. This is the option where you can see the layers panel. Okay, now let's just see the right UI here. Okay, in the right UI, whenever you select any shapes here, you see certain options here. This is the position of x-axis and the y-axis inside the canvas. Like for example, whenever you move here, you see this particular numbers are changing because the x-axis and the y-axis are being changed from their position. which is not much useful, but you need to understand how the canvas works. Okay. And also you will be able to see the rotation here, options of rotation, and to flip the particular shapes here. Okay. Now let's just understand what is this rotation. In order to rotate the square, whenever you get your mouse near this particular shape, you will get to see this option called rotate like this. You can manually rotate by going near this particular shape and you will see this rotate icon there. Click on the left mouse button to rotate it. Okay, so this is how you will uh, you'll need to rotate something if you need it. Okay, anyhow, suppose if you want to normally change it to a certain degrees, you can even change to 47, like 58, something like that. You can even manually do it. You can even add it here to change as well. Okay, depending upon the situation, you might need to rotate that or not. That is depends upon your requirement. Okay, so that is what the rotation here. Okay, now let's see the layout option here. Okay, layout option which I just showed you. Suppose this is it. So this is the width and this is the height. Okay, so this is the height, this is the width. So as in when you change according to the shape, these are added here. Okay, I hope that's clear. One more thing, you can even change the appearance of. Appearance here is the percentage of this particular shape need to be added. Okay, like for example, if I add like 10%, you can only see the 10% of this, which is not much visible. So as in when you increase, this is called opacity, or you can call it as appearance as well, the percentage of appearance. Okay, so once you click here, you can either use your keyboard arrow keys to increase the appearance level or the opacity level. Okay, some of the UI buttons you might be getting familiar with other tools as well. Okay, sometimes a similarity of the terminology of Photoshop, Illustrator, as well as Sketch tool, even Adobe XD as well. Okay, so that is it. And you can see another option called corner radius. The corner radius is something which is at the corner of the each particular shape. Suppose you want a corner radius, you either increase here. Once you increase that, as in when you increase, you see the corner radius being changed here. Okay, you can manually change this by clicking on this dot. This is a manual way of representing this. Okay, but if you want specific level, come here and change it using your arrow keys, keyboard arrow keys, or you can directly write the number as well if you are very specific about it. Okay, so as a UX designer, these are the particular options of the shape options where you need to remember. Okay, now once you click on this, you have an option to change the colors as well. Okay, these are the shape tools. Okay, so now you have understood what is shapes. Okay, now let's just understand how to start creating in mobile and as well as websites as well. Okay, for example, these are the shapes which we have created here. Okay, suppose you want to create a mobile app. Okay, let's just say in order to create any mobile or a website, you need to come to the frame options here. This is the frame. Once you come to the frame here, you see an option called phone, tablet, desktop, watch, paper, and all other options as well. Suppose if I click on phone, this is the phone. So the background, the canvas color is being prominent. So I'll just change it like this. Okay, a little bit darker so that I can see the mobile frame. So suppose this is the mobile application, mobile frame. Okay. So suppose if I add any particular shape, let's just add a particular option like this. Okay. Suppose this is an option I added here. Okay. This is a shape tools. Okay. So now let's just create a sample login page of a mobile app. Okay. So what would be the what would be the basic login? Let's just see. This is the a T option called text. Okay. So what would be the first thing in a login screen? Login, right? So once you type here, you might be seeing very small. Once you type there, you'll see the option called typography. As in when the text is selected, you can increase them like this. Okay. So you can keep something like this at the center. You can move it from the center as well. And you can directly click on the center one. Or you can change the alignment like this as well. Okay. So you can directly select this option or you can manually move this. Okay. So we have created with login here. Okay. Now we'll create a text boxes here. Okay. So in order to create a text box, let's just open another one, rectangle tool, and click here. So you can create something like this. Okay. And always make sure your height is in the multiples of 8. Okay. 56 is the multiple of 8. Why? There is a 8-point theory where in order to make your design symmetrical, you need to make sure you create your particular height in the multiples of 8. Okay. So now let's just fulfill this one. Create another shape by Control C, Control V. Okay. One is username, password, and login button. Okay. Suppose you have created this shape and then we'll change it. We'll add a particular option called effects. Okay. Let's click on efforts. You'll see a drop shadow. So once we add the drop shadow, okay, we'll keep it to 0 and now. So now you can see we have added the drop shadow. Okay. The reason why I added a drop shadow to make this particular thing as an input field here. Okay. So now in the drop shadow, these are the options I added here. So I added a color of black with only opacity of 24% as the drop shadow. This is called drop shadow. Okay. I'll repeat the same thing for the next option. Okay. And now I'll click on the T button here. Okay. And then add something, the text here. Okay. Enter email. So now as you can understand, the font is very big, right? So you come here as in when you type, you select here to change it like this. Okay. Select that. Or you can write something here as well. And you can change the opacity to 50%. Or you can even reduce to like this. 36, 32, I guess. Yes. So we can keep something like this, email, password. Okay. So what you will see generally here after this, can anybody tell that? Okay. So it would be forgot password. Forgot password. So something like here. Or what you can see is we can keep it at the center and we'll create a button called submit. Okay. In order to create the same button here, you click the shape here, you move it and you change it to multiples of 8, and keep it at the center. Suppose you are confused to keep it at the center. Suppose you kept like this. You can click their particular position and it will come to the centers. Okay. And now make sure you got enough spacing here in the multiples of 8 again. Okay. And then take the T option again and click here. You can say login. Okay. Now you can keep it at the center here by just moving the text here. That's it, with your left mouse. Okay. As in when you move into this particular shape, you can say at the center. That's it. Okay. Now, suppose you want a corner radius. Okay. You can click here. You can change the corner radius here like this. Okay. Now, always, if you always know or try, you have already seen login, the buttons are usually with a uh, bold, bold fonts, because in order to make it more prominent. Okay. So once you do that, you can group them. So you select them with your left mouse key and you can right click on group selection. Group is something that you have made it a group so that you can move it as well. Okay. So this is what group is. So this is the basic login structure where you can create, or you can add something like enter password. Okay. If there is a logo, you will add here. And this is a login screen and login button. Forgot password. Sometimes usually they keep like this here, or sometimes they keep at the bottom. So depending upon the design decisions. Okay. So generally in order to create any particular text box, you create something like this, or you will create the buttons in this way. You can also add the colors like this, and you can make this even white here. Suppose if it is too much, you can change to somewhat blue like this and make this white, because white looks prominent on any dark background. So something like this, guys. So this is like the basic login structure where you can create using the text, using the particular drop shadows in order to create a particular drop shadow for the text field. Okay. So you create a shape and then you add the text. So that is the basic understanding of how we do it. Okay. So whenever we are trying to design something, or you want to design a product, you need to come to frame button, either select the particular phone, or you can select the particular desktop here. As you can see, desktop. So once you create a desktop, it is the same thing again. It is desktop. Okay, this is how you start designing, by clicking on the frame and clicking on the platform where you need to design. Okay, now you might have observed there is an option called prototype here. Okay, so now you might be understanding we have done a basic login here. Okay, without any context, just a login screen. Okay, and then in order to make sure this particular iPhone 14 and 15 Pro Max frame is shown in the prototype, how do we do that? Okay, in order to do that, first you need to switch to prototype. Okay, once you switch to prototype, you will automatically see the kind of particular frame you have selected here, by selected here, going here. Okay, so once you go here, you need to select the particular frame, whatever the frame you have done, and click on flow starting point, because that is the first screen you want to see in the prototype view. Okay, this is the flow starting point. Once you click on that, there is something option added here. Okay, flow one, you can just change it by typing here as first screen, or you can just say login screen. Okay, and that will be added here. Okay. Now that is added, you see an option called present here. So y- as in when you click the frame, you can click here as well. It will open like this. So this is the iPhone 14 and 15 Pro Max. So as in when I designed, it has been applied in the prototype as well. Okay. So whatever you design, you can automatically see it as a prototype mode, like how your design looks in that particular platform. So basically, like you are simulating a real application. Okay. Okay. So this is how you basically create something and present that in the prototype mode. Okay. Now, now let's understand different types of shapes and Boolean functionality. Okay. Boolean functions are the certain shapes where we can understand certain where it is required to create certain shape tools. Okay. Let's just consider by taking two ellipses here. Okay. So you have taken this particular shape. Then once we go through the Boolean functions, I'll be showing you how image croppings are looks like. So that gives a comprehensive understanding of how to import different images and how to add in the particular space. Okay. So first things first. Now, if you could see this particular shapes here, take it one shape. Okay. Create another shape. Control C, Control V, and drag it like this. Okay. Now move this particular shape near to this. As you can see, there are three red lines when you are moving it because they are of the same height. Okay, just move it to the half of it like this, just half of it with your left mouse key. Once you have moved it, and if you have selected these two particular shapes, go to the design option here. You will see this, there is a new UI added here. Okay, these are called Boolean functions. Boolean functions of Figma to make two particular shapes into various different options, various different styles of shapes. Okay, this is very crucial to understand in the beginning because, as in when you start designing, you need to remember how to make different shapes on your particular Figma frames. Okay, so once I select both, I select union here. Okay, so once you select the union, the layers panel has changed to union here. Okay, so once that is done, you will see an option like it is combined now. So whatever the color you apply here, it has been applied as a one because it is union now. Okay, so you can combine various two shapes as well. Suppose you want to change the dimension of the shape or the length and height of the shape. You can double click here and you can move it like this. It will act as a single union of the shape, but you can automatically change it as well. Okay, and also you can resize it. For example, if I selected the first one, you can select the shift key and enlarge this as well. But this acts as a single shape, but you have the capability to change to a different shape sizes through union selection of Boolean functions. Okay, like this. Okay, you can change it as in when you need it. Okay, this is called union functionality. Okay, now let's take two particular shapes again. Same eclipse, Control C, Control V, and make it half. Okay, once you do that, select that and create the subtract selection. Once you select the subtract, you see that the half of the other shape has been subtracted. Okay, so by clicking on this particular shapes, you will get to see the other shape which got subtracted as well. So same thing you can do that. You can either change it or you can enlarge this, whatever it is. You can create various shapes like this. Okay. These are the small things where you can do. You can double click it and change it as well. Okay. So this is what subtract tool is of Boolean function. And next, take the another one. Same Control C, Control V by taking the eclipse. Once we select this, you see the another option called intersect, the middle one. Okay. You can select change this according to this as well. These are the basic shape tools where you need to understand before we get started with the real design, which I just showed you how a basic login can be created like this. Okay, in order to add any content on this, you need to know how to do this, right? Same thing. This is what the intersect of Boolean function is look like. And let's take another one. Okay. We take something like this, select both and exclude selection. It is quite opposite to the intersect. The middle one gets removed and you can enlarge this as well. Like you can combine two shapes. Okay, like this. You can add different colors also. No, you cannot add because they are combined. So you need to apply like something like this because Boolean function are combination of two different shapes. Okay. I hope you are, I think everybody are clear with the Boolean functionalities. So these are the Boolean functionalities where you will generally get to understand. Okay. So now let's understand by drag and drop some images. Okay. So as you can see here, this is the first tool to move, and the second tool is to create the particular frames here. As in when you select the frame, that as in when you select the device frame, it will be added here on your canvas. Okay, this is the frame tool. This is the shapes tool, which we just discussed about it. And now you'll see the pen option here. Okay, pen option is something where you do illustrating as well, like this. As even when you click on that, you can create random shapes here, and even you can fill it out with different colors like this. Let me show that once again. So as in when you click on the pen tool, you can create some ad hoc shapes, like once you click here, 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 like this, just like that. So this is a shape tool, sorry, pen tool. Pen tool where you can create ad hoc shapes of your own style, as in with the requirement of the design. Okay. Once you close each particular nodes here, click on the escape key. So that will be created as that particular shape there. You can increase the stroke as well. Stroke is the background color which is applied here. That is called strokes. Okay. You can increase the stroke line as well. This is a stroke level. As in when you increase, you can even change it from the center, inside and outside as well. The meaning is you can just zoom in and understand here. The stroke is outside. So this particular stroke is outside this particular line, this blue line. Okay. Now, as I change this to inside, this particular stroke is inside this line. Now, when I click on center, it is at the center. That is the difference. So suppose I want only outside. This is outside the line. Okay. The same goes for the different shapes which we applied here as well. So we can add different strokes from the outside and increase that as well. This is called strokes. Okay. Now since here we can also add drop shadow and stroke as well, like here, just like that. Okay. But depending upon the requirement, you either keep it or not. Suppose you have added here and you don't want it to be seen. You click here and you see an option called hide. You can click on hide. The option is added here, but it is not shown. That is the option to change it. Okay, I hope that's understanding. Okay, and next, once you have added here, you can even fill it as well. Click on fill, and that will be automatically added, and you can add any particular colors as well. Okay, yeah. Next, suppose if you have taken any shape here, okay, you can add an option called color of any different colors, and you see there are certain options with this particular color. Okay, in the design world, whenever you select any particular option of color, okay, you need to be communicated not through the color name but through the hex color code, because in design world people doesn't talk about red color, blue color, or red color, not with the real names. We talk with the hex codes. Okay, so that is how you need to remember, like, what is the hex code of this color rather than what is the color, because a color can be of different hex codes. For example, if you have taken this particular color here, control C, control V, okay, and now you have changed it to a different red here. So what do you call this color? Generally, in the general non-design centric way, you call it, this is also dark red or red. But in the design world, you need to call with the hex code. This is the hex code, and this is the hex code for this color. Okay. Now, for example, let's take another shape I added here. Okay. Suppose I want this color to be added here. Okay. You select the shape here. You see this option called fill. You select this option called eyedropper. This is the eyedropper. Once you select eyedropper, you see this particular option, eyedropper, on your canvas. So as in when you browse through the blue color, it is shown right side here. What is the color code there? So as in when you select that particular color, that color is added. So by doing that, you can add n number of colors to a shape. Suppose I want to add this dark red to this particular button. I select here, zoom out a little bit just to see the color, click on eyedropper tool and select this one. That's it. The color is added. So you don't need to manually select it. You can use the eyedropper tool just like as I showed this particular button. Okay. Yes. Now comes the next part is plugins. I'll talk about comment section in a moment. We'll talk about plugins. Okay. And then image importing. So in the plugins, you'll see n number of other plugins used, which we talk about in a moment. And suppose if you want to import any particular images, okay, let's just take to the web and open pixels.com. Pixels is a website where you can download copyrighted free images where you can freely use in your design. Okay, suppose this is the image I liked it. Okay, I'm free to use, so it says free to use as well. In the design world, it is always necessary that your images are copyrighted free. Okay, so suppose if I copy this, once you have copied that, you can directly click here, right click and paste. Okay. So I think it was not taken that. Save image as desktop, save it. I saved in the desktop. Now let's just import that. Your image is added onto your local system. You can just drag it. So once you drag it, it will open up in your particular canvas. Okay. Usually should work like this also. Yeah, it also works the same thing. So as in when you click here, copy image, you can directly come here and paste it as here as well. So that is also there. So either you save it locally or you can just copy paste it. Suppose this is the image. Okay. And suppose you want it as a background to this login example. Okay, you can resize this as per the size of 430 and 932 is the layout size. Okay, so 432 is the 430 is the width. So now let's just change this to 430. Okay, now you can see that it is not exactly here matching here. Okay, what you need to do, you need to scale it. So in order to scale it, just click on that and scale it like this, just like that. So how do you scale that? Once you select the image there, whenever you select at the bottom of this, you see this up and up down arrow here. That is how you scale it. As in when you scale it, the image is changing because that image cannot fit according to this particular size there, like this. Okay. Now, once it's added here, you can just move it there onto this canvas. Okay. Once you add that, you might be thinking, where is our logins? How do we do that? So you can right click on this particular layer and says that send to back. Okay. Now, as in when you send to back, you see this option is send to back here. Just move it above it and click on send to back again. Okay. Let me add that once. Once you add this, see, like this. How do we do that? Let me show that once again. Once you move your particular image here, okay, you see an option called command and left bracket. Once you click that, this particular image goes behind each component. Like it went behind this particular button. Now, as in when you click on that, it will be going behind that. Okay. Now it went behind that. And you might be thinking the text is not clear. How do we do that? So once you click on that, you can even reduce the opacity here. That is one way. Okay. But reducing the opacity also reduces the view of the image as well, right? So here what you need to do is take the particular shape here of the same size. Okay. Just like that. Okay. And add on top of it. Now select the opacity to 24. Okay, and click on black. Okay, and send it to the back, clicking on command or control key and left bracket. So as in when you send back, it's getting highlighted. Okay, as in when it got selected, you can even select this and increase the opacity so that your particular text field stay prominent by increasing the opacity of the particular tint here which you have added. This is also called tint or color tints like this. Okay, you just need to send it back. Okay, and you can change the colors here as well. Change it to white so that it looks more prominent. Same for the forgot password as well, like this, just like that. So that is how, if you want to make a background for anything, that is how you need to add a layer of tint so that it will be more prominent. Okay, just you need to add that and reduce the opacity. Okay, this is how you add it. And let me just show you one more example. Suppose you have an image here and you want to crop it just the road here. How do we do that? Just click on the image, click on command or control key and move it. That's it. Move it with your left mouse. Okay, suppose only the row like this. Okay, and you can move it. Or if you want only the mountain, you can just keep something like this, like this. Okay, this is what the particular shape to this. Sorry, crop to this. Okay, as in when you scale it, it will be changed. Okay, let's just try some other images also. Okay, for the understanding purposes. Suppose I took this one. Take another one. This one. Okay, so I copied this, pasted this. Okay, suppose I want only this one. You can just crop it like that, just like that. Okay, so this is how you use the crop tool, image crop. Okay, this is how you do image cropping. This is how you add a tint on it, and this is how you create a button with the color. Okay, there is one more thing. So as you can see colors here, let me just take another example, and you'll be able to see different colors here, option. Okay, so one is the solid color. By default, whenever you apply any particular color, it is applied as a solid color. Okay, and once you click on gradient, you see these two particular color options. Gradient is a combination of two or more colors. Suppose if you want two or more colors to be added to one instance, it could be text or it could be any shape, then that is called gradient colors. Gradient colors are of four different types, which we're going to discuss in a moment. Okay, so by default, whenever you click on the second option called gradient, you see these two options added here. What are those? So whenever you just move your left mouse key and you change it, suppose I want this corner and this corner to be of different colors. Suppose let's just say this particular selected color. If this color is selected, you can see the blue background here. This is a selected color. You can see here. So I selected into a blue color now. So I selected a blue as the first color, the first selected color. Now, when I select the second one is highlighted. Now I want this to be in yellow. Okay, I selected the yellow. So as in when you select two colors, that two colors are added. You can add one more color by just clicking anywhere on this particular lines here. And you can add another color, let's just say pink, like this. So that way you can add multiple colors. Even if suppose if you want to add more color, let's just click on the left click here. And once you click on that, you can add, let's just say uh, dark blue like this. This is a dark blue color, or you can just move to a greenish and you can add that one as well. So as in when you create, so I can create another one also. Or if you want to delete, you can just click on this minus button here and it will be removed. Okay. So as in when you add new colors, it will show up here. Okay. So this is how you add different gradient colors by this option. Okay. You can click on control Z or command Z to revert back as well. Okay, like this. I move this just like that. Okay. Now you see the option called radial. So once you select this particular gradient color and change it to a different gradient type, it will show up here. Suppose radial is a circular radical gradient, as in when you increase, you can see that the color is elongated from the center. The first color is elongated at the center and the secondary color is at the background. You can even change that as well and change this color as well, like this. Okay, this is radial type. Next is the angular. This is a different type of gradient type where you can change this or you can add more colors as well. Okay, from the center, angular type. Okay, like you can change the angle as well. You can keep it at the corner. You can keep it at the center. It's up to you. How do you want that? Then, like this. Okay, like you can even flip that as well, like how I'm doing it. This is how you do radial, angular, and then you can use the diamond as well. So this is what the diamond structure looks like whichever it is at the center. You can even change this particular color and keep it something like this and change it just like that. Suppose you don't like the color, you can remove it. You can increase it or decrease it. The level of the level of the opacity of the center color and the outer color. You can either increase it or not. These are the different color types in the gradient. Okay, or you can just keep linear here. It will revert back. Okay. Yes. So this is how you will do it. Any questions so far? How is it? So how is it understanding Figma or going through each and everything? Now for the questions, please. So how do you think? It's easy, hard, or you feel like something new has been taught for you, or which you feel like this is the field you want to be in? Just let me know. Very nice. Okay. Yeah, no problem. Just check that out. If you feel like it's an interesting field, you can dive into UI UX career as well. If you feel like, yes, yes. Yeah, if you are familiar with other design tools, it's very, very easy. Yeah. So just for the people who came late, you can check out the video once again. And anyway, we will be continuing on the day 2, day 3 as well, till date for day 5. So it would be a easier understanding for you to have a clear understanding of the design tool Figma and its capabilities as well. Yes. What is needed in product design? Good question. We need good design skills and, of course, to understand the Figma capabilities of prototyping, transitioning effects, everything, especially the micro interactions, how we want to do that. That we're going to be seeing in our next days of the boot camp. Because since it's the first day, we are focusing on how to create the basic UI, how the understanding of the fundamentals of the basic UI, and how to create the shapes and how to create a frame. Now, moving on with our next days, we'll be focusing on the prototyping, the transition effects as well. Text feels accessible. You create that here and you open that in your desktop. That's it. It cannot be accessed. It can only be opened something like this. Go here, you open like this. You don't need to enter anything. You cannot create that. You can create that with advanced prototyping, but in the general real world sense, you don't need to create that. Yes. In 5 days, we will be covering the basic aspects of Figma working, how to get started on a website designing and mobile designing as well. See, Figma is a basic primary tool which you required in this current generation of design. So there are other tools as well, user testing tool. There are many other design tools, but this is the primary design tool where you get the main designing, main designing get to happen in Figma. There is no alternative software to Figma. You can say Sketch Tool or Adobe XD, but Adobe XD is closed. And Sketch is the other tool where you can get used, but it is only available in Mac. But many of the design industries have switched to Figma already. So if you are getting started with Figma, it's like you made your first step into UI UX as well. So 5 day is not enough to cover the entire concepts of Figma, but I will be going through the major aspects of the Figma designing, what requires to be a what requires to be a basic base level of junior UX skill set. Okay, that will be covered. No, graphic design and UX design are completely different. So graphic design focuses more about the colors, understanding typography, and the shapes and images, illustrations, etc. But UI UX field is more about creating meaningful user experiences, like the most applications which you use, Instagram, WhatsApp, how to create each particular screen. Whenever you click on something, where that the particular screen go, that entire prototyping comes under Figma design. Yes. No, no, no. It is not compulsory to purchase Figma. You can try out the free one, which I am currently using the free one only for this particular demonstration. Okay. For the free version, you get to use 3 pages of design with 3 projects. Okay. Right now, you don't need to buy the free premium version, and free version is more than enough to work on that and get started into the Figma. Okay. See, how much time will it require to learn Figma for a guy with better HTML, CSS? See, irrespective of the any particular field you dive into, it depends upon the pace, how much you want to learn in Figma. So ideally, if you ask me, if you are learning daily, it takes about 3 months. If you ask me, if you get a thorough understanding on the medium, on the base level to medium level of understanding in Figma, if that's your question. Yes. And Figma is in of lot of demand. And with the new advent of the new updates released in the July Figma conference, uh, Figma is not going anywhere. That would be the most primary tool, even going forward in the coming decade as well. Yes, all of my life projects are done in Figma. Whatever the projects I work in, everything. Demand is a lot of demand actually. If you ask me, there would be careers opening up specifically like Figma expert designer level or not. So that is already prominent and gaining a lot of industry attention from the Silicon Valley as well. But how can I code it? Can there be any plugin? See, you don't need to code anything. Okay, suppose if you want to code as well, that is a different field. But UI UX design field doesn't include coding. You just need to remember Figma dev mode, and that is more than enough. Okay. You don't need to connect to backend or anything. Figma's capability is only design, only the design, not the backend functionality. Yes. Figma or Framer. See, Framer is a different tool. Figma is a different tool. When you create your designs in Figma, you can upload that to Framer as well to publish it officially. Framer is kind of a tool where if you want to publish something online, okay, so Figma does the same thing, but you cannot do the capabilities of the publishing like Framer. Okay, Figma is just into only design functionalities. Hindi and English languages. The children are running away. Okay, fine. But I'm more than happy to speak in Hindi also. But since majority of the audience, I feel like English is the right medium because English is the medium where you communicate in the UI UX field as well. Okay. Questions and all that. Yes, in the going forward, I'll be explaining that as well. We are running out of time as well, but please let me know if there are any quick questions as well from the today's session. So in the communities, you can go through here as I told you, this is the community. So you can dive in and search for anything you want. Okay, like this, you can search for that. This is the area where you get it, as in when you are community. You can find a lot of other people inspirations to understand more on that. Soon you're going to be learning, just stay tuned to Let's Upgrade. You'll get more information on get to started, the mentoring regarding how to get mentored in UI UX courses from the Let's Upgrade as well. Yes, we can make an interactive app in the Figma, which is the point of this particular bootcamp. So the day one includes the basic understanding of the Figma UI and basic functionalities in the Figma tool, which you can see. Since now we have dwelled on to the first day of understanding the basic UI, going forward, we'll be learning more on the prototyping as well as how to create an interactive application so that it will be analyzed as a real app. Okay. So please stay tuned for tomorrow as well. By tomorrow, you will be learning more on how to create interactive prototypes as well, as in when we passed with the day 2, day 3, and day 5. Yes, you can create mobile application, website, tablet application, and other applications as well, as you can see in this particular phone, tablet, presentation, watch, papers, social media post, Figma community post, and all that. These are the applicable frame sizes where you can do that in Figma. आनंद जी आप एक ही बात पूछ रहे हिंदी में बोलो but you are the only one asking me to talk in Hindi. Okay. Any assignment, I only require you to please go through the video which I just told you. Okay. I just go through today's session and that would be more than enough as a whole. Okay. Understand each and every aspect which I've gone through in today's session. Yes. Okay, that's it for today's session, guys. So please join the same time tomorrow. We'll be diving more into the day 2 part of our designing, where we will be going through the prototyping and advanced transitions, where we will be going through how to create a live application as well. Okay, and many more to go. Thank you so much, everybody. See you guys tomorrow. Have a great night.